Hi, welcome to MainStreet Macro. I'm Neela Richardson. Are we in a recession? Maybe, maybe not. What we do know for sure this summer is that the economy is running hot, and it's not just because of the temperatures. Inflation is literally melting the consumer buying power, eroding the value of their hard earned money. But come fall, it's likely that the cumulative effects of higher interest rates and still high prices will cool demand from businesses and consumers. So, here are three ways that your company or a company you help run can help position itself for a slowing economy. One, recognize that old patterns may not apply. In fact, how most people on Main Street see a recession or a slowdown is with a job loss. And yet, we're in this situation where the labor market is incredibly tight. For economists, that means that there are two positions that are open for every one person who's looking for a job. So, that is a tight labor market, not typically seen in a recession. That means that some sectors are going to look like they're slowing and some sectors are going to look very, very healthy. The second thing to keep in mind as you position for a slowdown later this year is pay attention to changing consumer patterns because everything almost was changed by the pandemic. First, we saw consumers spending more of their budgets on goods and big ticket items. But as things have opened up, people are doing things that are more service oriented, like movies and restaurants and travel. Those changing consumer patterns, another one being going online and being more digital and using more e commerce, do have implications that are different across industries. So, what we're seeing may be just a shift in how people spend their money, not necessarily a slowdown in their spending. The third thing to keep in mind if you're a business or helping to run one is when it comes to cost cutting, use a scalpel, not a hatchet. The fact of the matter here is that labor supply is still down. It's about down a percentage point from where it was just 2 years ago. And it's been stubbornly slow to rebound to its former level. We're also seeing declines in productivity in the first quarter. So, what that means for firms is that if you slow hiring and you slow investment, you may not be able to have that workforce that is more productive, that will lead to more profitability and an expanding bottom line. So, if you're making cuts, keep in mind that hiring and investment is what leads to growth longer term, well past the slowdown. A slowdown doesn't necessarily mean a recession. And in the short term, it's really going to be hard to tell the difference. We won't know for quite some time. And finally, not all recessions are created equal. But for companies who can keep their cool, even as things are running hot and slowing down, that might be just the right process for meeting the challenges of the post pandemic economy. Thanks for watching the Main Street Macro. For more information on the week ahead, please go to adpri.org.